Hi. So in our previous episode, we were able to activate the link to the single article. So this allowed us to be able to click on the article's title or its cover image and then be headed or redirected to the singles page, which now gives us all the details about the article. So like we said, we are going to work on the next up, which is some random articles, like 4 or 5 articles we are going to fetch right under each article, but that could be different from the article. But in this case, since we have only one article, so we will not add that exception now. So it means it is going to fetch the same article right under this article. So how do we do that? So it's quite straightforward to get that done. On the singles page again, right here, where we have this request, so we are going to make another request to our database, which will now prepare a statement to fetch just random articles. So fetch random articles, fetch five random articles. So to do that, okay, so here we are going to prepare a new statement. So we are going to select, and you can notice something before we continue. So you can notice something before continue. If you look at the next up articles, we just got the title and then the except. So that's all we need. So this means in our statement, we could already specify that we want just the title and the except. So let me pick that very well to be sure of the spelling. That's it here. So we just need the except and the title from the articles table, and then we don't want all, so from articles table, and we want to order by, instead of ordering by a particular criteria like the creation date or the ID, we could now use an SQL function called rand. So it should randomly pick it, and since it is random, we need to also limit it. In our case, we limit it to 4 articles because that's what we want. So to execute this statement, we don't have to specify any argument because there's no variable in that statement. And once that's done, so we could say next up articles. So say next articles, and then we fetch them all. So here we need to fetch many, so we say fetch all. So that's the statement. Normally with this, we should be able to have some content. So let me var dump it and see what we have. Let me var dump it here. So in normal situation, if everything goes well, I should be able to get the same article again. Dump, exactly. So we got just the title and the except of the same article dumped. So once we publish other articles, here we should be able to add a condition. So once we select it, we should be able to say where ID not equals to the question mark, and then once we execute here, so we are going to pass it the array, and that array we are going to pass in the article ID, which we got here. So we want to fetch other articles except the current article we are viewing. So if we reload, we should be able to get nothing. Exactly. So because that article is part. So here we are. So once we have that, we can now take that variable and do the same thing as we did with the home page. We look through, so we can get rid of all the template data here and just keep one article, and we'll use the PHP shorthand for each. Again, for each one of the next articles as next up, let me name it next up article, so something like that. And since we are using the shorthand, we can go ahead and close this, and then we'll be closing the PHP, like this. So once we close the PHP, we can now fill in the gaps with our variable using the shorthand echo. or the echo shorthand instructions like this. And since we are fetching object, if you remember here, a fetching object, so we can use the arrow accessor to access the title, and the same thing goes here. Let me put it in the paragraph. So let me just pick this and then add the except. Great. So if we don't have any error, everything goes well, but we wouldn't get anything. So yes, end of statement where syntax error unexpected, end of file, so 78. So it means somewhere I didn't close something. So here I've closed it like that, but it should be closed like this. So end for inch. Great. So no error and no next up article, and that's it. So here we can see that we have no next up article, but it shows next up. I wish we could have some condition to check. If there's nothing, then we shouldn't actually even display that. So we go ahead, we take this variable, and at this point, this is the section that displays the next up article. So what I will do is I will open a PHP statement, and I'll be like, if, right, if next up article size of, or let's count it like this, if we count next up article and the value we got is greater than 0, so that's if there's something, count. So if count, yes, so the greater than 0 must come in like this, is greater than 0, so it is a shorthand. We can do this and we close it, and if statement here. So if not, we wouldn't do anything. Great. So since there's no next up article, then there's no need to display that area, and we just keep our article as such. Great. So this is it. This brings us to the end of this video. The next video, we are going to look at how to handle our admin sign-in. The pagination will come back on it once we start adding articles from the administration. So in the next video, we are going to tackle the administrative interfaces starting from the admin signing in. So thank you for watching, and if you are excited as I am right now, please kindly consider liking, sharing this video, and subscribing to our channel to give us some support. Thank you so much, and see you there.